It's bonfire night here on Apex Racing TV and on iRacing Live, and we're expecting some fireworks out on the track today. It's round 88 to 90 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, presented by Engine Oil Direct. Andrew Woodhouse with Adam Bath and Alex Simpson. I'll bring those gentlemen in very, very shortly. It's the first round of the showdown. It's 15 races to crown the drivers and teams champions, and to see who's going to walk away with a share of $10,000. Adam Bath is here as well. It's the Okayama circuit. Adam, it's back to the rookie days, isn't it, for these guys?
Yeah, it brings me back to the days of the Mazda MX-5s, racing around this short layout. And yeah, it's not the first time we've been here. We've been here 3 seasons, and the last time we were here was back in season 8. And the winners last time around were Andreas Katz, Simon Field and Ashley Blake Hood, and therefore it's no surprise to see Andreas currently sitting provisional pole at the moment.
Yes, he's got a new team as well. He's moved, the Leo Bodner drivers have moved over to Eurochip Digital now, so the newest team in the BSRTC has at least a full complement of drivers for the remaining races. Alex Simpson joins as World Championship driver, of course, the man who holds the magical power of the cameras. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, all good. Looking forward to this. This is going to be a great race. Tiny little short Okayama circuit. Going to be tricky for these guys to overtake, but in that last sector there, I'm pretty sure we're going to see some crazy side-by-side bouts. Just the nature of the course with the tight left, tight right, and then that sweeping couple of right-handers for to finish the lap off. It's going to be great.
Adam, of course, the last 87 races have shaped the showdown positions for both the drivers and the teams. Can you run us through the contenders and who you think is going to be standing at the top at the end?
Well, yeah, after starting at Phillip Island in March, we've finally got to the showdown, and it begins here at Okayama Short Circuit. And this is what the showdown looks like then. Wojciech Savidovic leads the points. Sebastian Job 17 points behind him in second place. Jamie Rushworth is in third. Simon Field in fourth. They're both 72 points behind. Then it's David Baker in fifth. Alex Smolensky in sixth. Stelian Chepelevsky in seventh. Lee Thompson in eighth. Kip Stevens in ninth. And then it's Pete Newman in 10th, and then it's the 2 wild cards, the drivers that scored the most victories outside the top 10, and they are Dan Hunt and Andreas Katz. Person that I think is going to be shining in the showdown, well, I think it's going to have to be a tough choice to pick between Wojciech Savidovic and Sebastian Job. Those two were light years ahead of the rest of the pack in the final few races of the regular season, and I don't see why that's not going to change going into the showdown now.
Yeah, again, a warm welcome to everybody who's joining us on iRacing Live on the Twitch channel, also Apex Racing TV's YouTube channel, and then in a couple of weeks this will be broadcast as well, the highlight show on Motors TV. Alex, you said before the season Sebastian Job was the one to watch. He has proven so. Is he the favourite in this showdown for you?
For me, definitely, I feel. I would say the bookies are going to have a tough job to decide between him or Wojciech. I have to say, they are so evenly matched, it's crazy. I'm sure I have a bit of biased belief in there somewhere, as he's running in one of my Apex cars, but I will take nothing away from Svidovic. He is lightning fast, and those two are going to have one heck of a battle. But let's not also forget Andreas Katz as well. Katz, he had a little lull at the end of the season, just turned up those last few races, made sure he got himself into that showdown. He's in a good place to start as well. He's going to be there every race as well.
Well, let's have a look at the starting grid then for the first race, which will begin in just over 3 minutes' time. Andreas Katz, as we were saying at the top of the broadcast, is on provisional pole, and he is on pole for this race. Wojciech Savidovic, second place. Sebastian Job, third. Dan Hunt, fourth. So the 2 wildcards in the top 2 rows. Then it's Ben Palmer in fifth, Jamie Rushworth in sixth, Ashley Sutton seventh, Stelian Chepelevsky in eighth, Jamie Fluke in ninth, and Dave Baker in 10th. 11th, it's Rob Fagg. 12th, Robert Plumley. 13th, Richard Gore. 14th, Alex Smolensky. 15th, Michael Shellback. 16th, it is Russell Layla. 17th, Lee Berridge. 18th, Jerome Kaiser. 19th, Pete Newman. And 20th, it is Julian Janowski. 21st, it is Paul Smith. 22nd, Simon Field. 23rd, Colin Cunniff. 24th, Jake Blackhall. 25th, Steve Hefford. 26th, Dan Blake. 27th, Kip Stevens. 28th, John Roberts. 29th, Laura Bond. 30th, Steve Richardson. 31st, Stephen Burke. 32nd, Robert Graham. 33rd, Sean Cole. And 34th, right at the back, it is Scott Malcolm.
Alright, Adam, thanks for that again. Another pretty good sized grid here at Okayama Short Circuit. 34 Kia Optimas. And for those as well who are thinking, well, what about the rest of the drivers out there? There are a couple of $100 prizes as well, going to the people who have the most successful showdown races. So I believe it's the best 3 out of the 5 races there gets $100. And Alex, that's pretty good as well. It's a nice incentive, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It keeps the fields, nice and stacked, as we've just seen. Obviously, the ES Trophy as well. So the AM class there, everyone's got something to fight for. I'll just quickly bring up on screen as well the teams championship as well. So top 3 teams obviously going for that $4,000 prize as well. GT Omega obviously start that with an 18-point lead over Simpson Racing. So very, very close for that one in the showdown. It's going to be really interesting. 3 different championships for us to keep an eye on. And let's not also forget as well that you've got a few drivers out there trying to race for the cleanest driver award as well. David Baker currently leads that as well. $500, I believe, up for grabs for that one as well. So, keep yourself out of trouble, and you take home a tidy little $500.
It's rare, Alex, that the money is actually an incentive to be safe.
Yeah, very much so. Obviously, sometimes you get a lot of stick, don't you, from people just going, "That's it." The money changes the attitudes of the drivers. Well, in this case, certainly does, because they're trying to keep it clean.
Yeah, I was mentioning earlier on, Adam, that Alex was mentioning that Seb, Wojciech are the ones to watch, but there's also 3 champions in the waiting as well. Try to wrestle that title away from either of those boys is Andreas Katz, who's the reigning series champion as well. Don't forget David Baker, who won season 7, and also to Jamie Rushworth as well.
And let's not forget Kip Stevens as well.
Yes.
I was just going to bring him up. He's starting in 27th today. I think that's the lowest position of any of these showdown drivers, and I think he's really going to have to hope on a reverse grid to make sure that he doesn't fall at the first hurdle here in the showdown. That's
the lowest he's been in a long, long time. He's had some great races, Alex, the last few weeks as well, and it's just been it's a shame to see him qualify so low, but hopefully he can move up through the field. And we've also got Ash Sutton as well, Clio Cup champion, with us tonight as well.
Yeah, I've no doubts that he will move up, and like you said, great to see Ash turning up. He's going to move forward from there, you can almost guarantee it.
Oh, he usually does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Very, very exciting driver to watch. If you've never seen Ash Sutton race before, you're in for a treat, and that'll definitely put the cat amongst the pigeons in this showdown. So we're not far away then from the start here on Apex Racing TV. Again, I hope you guys are going to have a fantastic evening. It's racing to watch. There's 3 races tonight, and this will be the first 22 laps around the Okayama short circuit. It's been a long time. We've been here since March, and the season going right through to December with the BSRTC Pro Series. This is the 9th season of this Kia Optima only league, and we've been bringing it to you now since season 6, but I've got a feeling that this is going to be the most exciting set of races that we've ever had. So the cars are lined up now on the grid, and we're almost ready for the start now at Okayama. It's time to throw down in the showdown. Away we go. And Kat's got a good start off the front row. Savidovic gets his usual slightly tardy getaway, and Sebastian Job now. He's going to go around the outside for Apex Racing TV. Savidovic a little bit out of control as he comes through turn number 1. And actually now Job is going to look for the lead, Adam, as they have to turn right into this infield section for the first time.
Yeah, let's not forget overcast conditions. Cold tyres as always, and now Wojciech Savidovic lining up Sebastian Job. That's changed quickly. The season 6 champion lunging down the inside into the left-hander. Job's going to swing it around the outside, and he will have the inside line for this right-hander, and I think that he would just be able to hold on to his second place for now, Andrew.
There was a bit of smoke in the background, Alex, as they came out of that infield section, but I think everyone survived. Just somebody having half a spin, I think, or maybe a lock-up.
Yeah, I can't see anyone with any major problems. Just quickly having a little look at Rusty Laidler there and Rob Plumley. Very, very close to making contact in the penultimate corner there.
Steve Richardson spun and Laura Bonds in the pits. I wonder if the 2 teammates have actually come to grief together at some point. We'll have to maybe have a look at that at the end of the race. But it's Andreas Katz who leads for Eurochip Digital, followed by Sebastian Job. Wojciech Savidovic in 3rd. 4th is Daniel Hunt now. He's ahead of Ben Palmer, then it's Rushworth, Sutton, and is that Chepelevsky just behind him, or is it Jamie Fluke? It's actually Chepelevsky, then it's Fluke, then it's Baker, Olney and Laidler.
one of the Apex cars just going around. I think that's Blackwell, yeah, massively into the Armco there, so disaster for him. He's going to be able to continue, but the car looks seriously damaged. I'm not sure who he made contact with.
It was contact with Paul Smith.
He's actually rolled the car, Jake Blackwell, on that back straight, looking not to take a few more cars out at that time as well. Unfortunate circumstances for the Australian driver there. Adam, anything much going on in the midfield?
No, everyone's just single file at the moment, working their way through the first corner. No side-by-side action as of yet. It is a pretty tough track to overtake on, easy for me to say, as they head through the short circuit. And yes, everyone for now keeping their cars close to their chest. Even though it is the first race of the showdown, they all want to make sure they get the best possible result and don't end up like in the pits like Laura Bond and Steve Richardson and now Jake Blackwell.
I believe Andreas Katz, this is his third team of the season.
Yeah, he's moved around. Well, yeah, he's moved around a little bit, but yeah, I know. Obviously, Bogner changed names, so yeah, moved over to Eurochip Digital. Should be a good home for him there, and it's good to see Eurochip with a few more drivers. And Katz again puts the fastest lap of the race in, coming up on screen there, and there's a little bit of side-by-side action further back. Ben Palmer.
Palmer's going to go.
That's a great move from Palmer. He should be able to hold it there. Just has to nerf Hunt just a little bit wider there, just to make sure he gets it.
Should be able to serve it.
Sebastian's now behind Savidovic. Sebastian Job is that to drop back into third place there. He must have cut the course at some point.
And this shows how important the showdown is. I bet you with Sebastian Job, if he finishes just in front of Wojciech Savidovic, the showdown points will be much narrower than they are going into this race. Only 17 points separate them. But if he finished in front of him, it would be a lot closer now. And now Savidovic is ahead, he might be able to pull an advantage there.
No, exactly, Adam. And Alex, you do not want to get disqualified here. You don't even want to have a DNF because it will severely affect your chances. No fast repairs in the showdown, remember. Those safety wheels are off and everything's, everything rests on this one car that you have at your disposal, like it should do as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's worth pointing that out, actually, and glad you did, because it's not something we touched on earlier on. Obviously, all season drivers.
Sutton's got to slow down as well.
Yeah, exactly. So catching a lot of people out there, and I think we've seen this in the past here at Okayama. Just the prediction text of the code, of the server, just saying that you're cutting corners when, in some senses, you're actually not. So it's like I didn't see anything wrong with Ashley's line there at all. So I'm really shocked to see him way down.
There's people who are quite marginal with the second to last corner. Of course, Okayama was the home of the Pacific Grand Prix 1994-1995. It was known as the AIDA circuit, and then now it's Okayama International Circuit. And he provided some pretty decent racing in Formula 1, Adam, and provided some great racing for our touring cars tonight.
Yeah, and he provided some brilliant racing in the World Touring Car Championship when he was here for 3 years, I think, 2008, 9 and 10, and it's just coming across brilliantly to the Kia Optimus here in the British Sim Racing Touring Car Championship as Ben Palmer and Dan Hunter going at it once again. The battle for 4th place. Hunt what looked like he was alongside there down the back straight, but Palmer had just enough in him to make sure he was able to hold on to that 4th place. However, Jamie Rushworth here in 6th place, he wants to get past both of these guys. He's currently sitting 3rd in the showdown going into this first race meeting, and I don't know whether this showdown's going to give Rushworth a new lease of life. He's right back at the front of the pack with the Savidovic and Sebastian Job battle, and he knows if he can keep with them, he can possibly have a great showdown as a result.
I agree. I think Rushworth, Baker, Chepelevsky, they're all people who we need to watch out for. Remember, Baker finished 2nd in regular season points, but in the showdown, Adam, I've got a problem with my standings screen. Where's Baker starting this showdown?
Yeah, he's starting the showdown in 5th position as a result of his 1 win.
That's okay then. That's pretty okay for him, but he knows, Alex, he's going to have to make a move quickly, I think. Likewise, Rushworth.
Yeah, I think you're right. Need to move it up as quickly as possible, and it's like Smolensky as well, way down in 16th place. He needs to really start moving up. Had such a good season, and was in the top 5 of the points championship, all the way up there as well. So he's another driver that we don't need to count out as well, but struggling out there a little bit.
He was 4th in practice, Alex, and he only qualified 14th. But the difference between 4th and 14th in qualifying was just 0.23.
Yeah, crazy really to see that. Real gap starting to form out up front now as well, as we just take a look at that. 1.7 seconds Katz is away, so the issues that Job has had, and of course the little battle with Svidovic and Job as well, just meant that he's able to break away a little bit, and seems to be extending it as well, because it's now up to 1.8 seconds as well. So got great pace out there at the minute, Cats. That new team fitting in well.
We mentioned last week, Alex, that if Katz could get in there and get his showdown points sorted and everything like that, and actually get a new lease of life, do you think it's revitalised him now, the chance to go for the title after what was, to be honest, a terrible second half of the season for him?
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right, exactly that. I mean, he just needed the break, I think. You know, it's a long old season. I mean, by the end of tonight, we'll have done 90 different races. I mean, you know, that's pretty unheard of in any sort of mainstream series as well. So to do that amount of races, you can see how easy it is. You can get burnt out. He had his issues and things like that, and some coming together with a few drivers, and you know, sometimes it just gets you down. And it's great to see him actually. He has stepped away, come back, and yeah, he looks right up for it as well now. And you know, I said earlier on, let's not count him out, and there he is, proving me right.
Adam, just Blackhall, Bond and Richardson out of the race so far. It's been pretty clean up.
Yeah, pretty clean so far. Don't know whether all the drivers are trying to hold something in reserve. Only 9 laps in the books. Alex, is something going on?
Yeah, I'm looking way back down in 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. So that was, yeah, that was Richard Gore, Simon Field, Steve Hefford, Paul Smith, Colin Cunniff. They're all still changing positions out there right now as well.
Bits of contact
just going
between
wide.
Field and Hefford.
But yeah, and who's that having a run? That's Colin Cunniff there as well. He's got one. Is that second that he's just got there as well? Late on the brakes, can't quite get enough to get filled. But yeah, he settles in behind him. That's yeah, a good couple of places there for Colin Cunniff, up to 22nd place.
And Kip Stevens had him down there, another one of the championship contenders in 26th at the moment. They're struggling out there.
Oh, he's good. He might try and take a place there. He's just desperately trying to keep the car clean. He's in 26th place, as you were saying, which is the final position in the reverse grid. So if we draw 26, he will be onto pole position. But now he's trying to get around the outside of Dan Blake there in the 27 engine horse direct car. But now he needs to be careful, because here comes Stephen Berg down the inside. So he's definitely in a hard place. He's definitely between a rock and a hard place here.
You'd think after all these races I might have realised, but yeah, I didn't even think about the reverse grid. I mean, Alex, if we do get a 26, it's pretty difficult to overtake at this circuit. You know yourself, it's not easy.
No, indeed. I mean, I think we were talking to Svidovic, weren't we, a few weeks back now, and he really sort of alluded to the fact that it was going to be these reverse grids, the second race, that's going to be what makes or breaks these guys' seasons. So it's so important for everybody to have a good run in those races. So the reverse grids are going to be so important, and yeah, here specifically it's going to be important to get a good draw. The guys at the front will be hoping it's something like 15, while all these sitting around here in 22nd, 23rd will want a full reverse.
Look at this, battle for 4th place. Here comes Dan Hunt round the outside of Ben Palmer into turn 1. He's got the run, and Rushworth's going to try and follow him here into the right-hander.
Going to be very tricky, but Rushworth might be able to use Ben Palmer as a bit of a screen. And there's, it's very close to contact. There might have been a little bit of it, Adam, as they head onto the back straight. It's not very long, but still got a chance at the end of it.
You can see the cars bouncing around as they head through that bit that separates the two parts of the circuit, and that's because apparently there's a bit of track missing in the makeup of the circuit, and that's what's causing the cars to bounce around so vigorously through that section. And I think that's what caught Ben Palmer and Dan Hunt out there.
Well, I hope they find it. That's one thing you don't want, Alex, is missing racetrack.
No, not at all. Chepolewski coming under pressure from Jamie Fluke a little bit further back. Obviously Fluke not in the showdown. Once again, these three just ahead of them though, having a great little battle. Hunt trying to go around the outside, just hasn't quite got enough momentum.
Sutton dispatched with Chepolewski as well, and he's right now on the tail of these guys as Rushworth now got his mirrors full of that blue Peter Newman media car, and he's got that blue GTFA car in front of him. There's a lot of blue around himself with the blue strip on the back of that new Holmes digital car.
It's so hard to get a run out of all of these corners, and Rushworth was trying to get it on Daniel Hunt there, but he just couldn't get it done. And now Ashley Sutton is now really going to be annoying Jamie Rushworth, running out through this right-hander, through this penultimate corner, and then into this these two 90-degree right-handers. Hunt, look at Hunt there, all over the back of Ben Palmer, just no way through, and we're going to see it exactly the same again, out of the final corner, right against the concrete wall. This is almost like Senna and Prost in Portugal in '88, and into turn one they go. Rushworth down the inside, and Hunt round the outside once again.
You know, Palmer was so much quicker at him at the start of the race, but now Hunt looks like he can overtake him pretty much whenever he wants, except the fact that he can't. And Jamie Rushworth is now trying to go around the outside, and there comes Ash Sutton, who's managed to sneak up the inside, and Alex, he looks like he's going to get the place into the hairpin.
Yeah, it looks good. We know how good Sutton is on the brakes as well, and
we know
Jamie
Rushworth is as well.
Jamie's going to try and hold it round. This is what I said about this side by side. Just look at the nature of the track there. Just lets Jamie just hold it on there. Very, very good from Jamie. He's going to have to sort of be firm here, and he is exactly. And he holds on to that position.
But now he's dropped just a few car lengths back from Dan Hunt and Ben Palmer, who are once again now going to do what they've been doing the last few times.
Sorry, Adam. Second place battle for seconds. Job having a little look round the outside of Svidovic. Got a great run there. Just can't quite make it stick this time.
Very, very difficult to go round the outside of Wojciech Svidovic. There are easier methods, but Sebastian Job needs to now find it. But he is behind Svidovic as a result of his own mistake, receiving a slowdown penalty. Remember, iRacing, if you cut the course in any way that the computer deems you have, you receive a slowdown penalty. You have to slow down enough to give back the time that you've gained within, I believe it's about half a lap, and then if not, you'll get a black flag and you'll need to come into the pits. And it looks like Job's got a great run out of there, Alex, as we head down towards turn one.
Yeah, not sure he's got quite enough to get an actual move. But
look at that behind it as well. Adam is getting a bit tasty there for P4.
Yeah, we've got 6 laps to go, and into turn one he hits him. He hits him once, twice. Hunt bumping Ben Palmer through turn one. He's found an opening. He's got the inside line. Sutton through the middle, and Ben Palmer goes off.
And he's hit Palmer. These two
But somehow Ben Palmer I think is going to hold on to fourth place. He nerves Dan Hunt wide, and now here comes Sutton. Paul Rushworth has now got Czepelewski for company. We've now got like a 7-car train here in this battle.
Hunt's trying to pass Palmer desperately, but he's also trying to stay in front of Ashley Sutton. Ashley Sutton and Ben Palmer, who've just come together. They raced in the finale of the Clio Cup at Brands Hatch, where Sutton won. Palmer was 4th, so very evenly matched on the sim track, on the real track. Ben Palmer desperately hanging on to 4th, but now, Alex, we've got a few other guys joining in the front at the back as well. Baker's come, Plumley, Shellback, and I believe that is Robert Fagg as well, as Hunt tries to go around the outside of Palmer. But the thing is, the next corner is so tight, leading immediately into this little S section. So Sutton just clips Hunt, pushes him out of the way, says, "Have that, my friend." And Rushworth now is going to have a little look as well into the left-hander. Can he? No, he can't. So he didn't pull out the slipstream, Jamie Rushworth, that time.
Well, I think Ashley Sutton might be getting a reputation of being the Jason Plato of this series. He definitely knows where to position his car, and he just gave Daniel Hunt just the lightest touch, maybe a bit too much, and was able to get his way through.
He's just been testing, I believe, for Motorbase, hasn't he? In the Ford Focus for the British Touring Car Championship. I don't know whether he's going to get that drive yet. I hope he does. It'd be great to see him out there ruffling some feathers. I must admit, I would love that. But is he going to ruffle the feathers of Ben Palmer sufficiently enough now?
Just seems to know where, like you say, where to put his car. He saw Hunt there running a little wide on this exact corner just a lap ago.
He's paying the favour back.
Yeah, he just kept it nice. I think he's going to lose a place to Rushworth if he's not careful there, though.
5 laps to go, lap 18 of 22.
Yeah, Jamie
British Touring Car Championship at Okayama. Andrew Woodhouse, Alex Simpson, Adam Bath, and the second place battle still heating up. Svidovic only 1/10 ahead of Sebastian Job. Now, can the Englishman find a way through? And this is already, Alex, a key battle in this showdown.
Oh, very important, of course. Svidovic knows he's got a slight advantage over Job as well at this point going into the standings, so right now he's just going to extend his lead. He'll be okay with Katz where he is right now. He's got a bit more of a margin, and we get our best camera of the day once again. Apologies for that. Slipped through the quality control there. Get the fans out of the way.
During the season, Adam.
Sorry, Rushworth and Hunt have contact again, and Hunt's going to go around the outside and take the position away.
All the season, I'm just saying that it's been sort of where you finish in the field that's been the yardstick for you. But now Job and Svidovic, they're in direct competition, Adam, and it's one must beat the other. They've got to beat everyone else, including that man who's robbed out to a 3-second lead, Andreas Katz. But this is truly a one-on-one contest for the moment.
Yeah, because Sebastian Job missed a few race meetings at the beginning of the season, and ever since that he's been trying to get back to Wojciech Svidovic, and it looked like he was going to be right with him at one point, yeah. Even though he managed to take 15 wins or something like that in the process, but now he's right with him, 17 points between them. That's practically nothing going into this race meeting.
Oh, in BSRTC terms. When you consider they got over, 7,000 points in the regular season, and 17 points, it's not really a lot, and but it does mean that if Svidovic, if Wojciech starts finishing ahead of Job in the showdown, and he starts building that lead back up, then it could get into Seb's head, Alex, really.
Oh, indeed, could do. I'm just having a quick look further back as well. The battle around sort of 26th place, because obviously that's key, because that is reverse grid right now. That's between sort of Dan Blake and Kip Stevens, John Roberts just a little further back. So these guys won't want to slow each other up too much.
Job through, is he?
Well, they were side by side, but not anymore.
No, Svidovic maintains that position. Of course, we're talking about Dan Blake. He's going to be covering the Kia Club Series for Apex Racing TV along with Paul Smith, as Sebastian Job is shoving Svidovic now, and it's getting really, really important for Job to try to make this move, and he lets him know he's there in forceful fashion as he into the left-hander. He gives him a real smack up the rear end.
We're about to start the final lap of the race, I do believe, Andrew, so
yes,
this is going to be do or die for Sebastian Job in this first race meeting of the showdown. As we were predicting, these two absolutely inseparable as we head out the final corner.
The white flag may be out, but there's no surrender for either of these drivers in the first round of the showdown. Remember, 15 races only will decide the 2015 British Sim Racing Touring Car Champion. And Job is going round the outside of Svidovic, but there's surely no way he's going to make this work. But he could do, and he might do, as they're into the right-hander. But into the left-hander of the SS section, Svidovic carrying just enough momentum to maintain that position, and again he could extend this lead. Might only be by a few points, Adam, but a few points might be all it needs at the end. You only need to be 1 point in front. Andreas Katz, however, wicked into this as well, as Job now turns Svidovic
from a short circuit in Season 8, and he's going to take the first win of the showdown. The wild card, Andreas Katz, takes the victory.
Svidovic second, Job third, and we're going to wait for Ben Palmer. Final lap, Katz is going to come through to win the race, Adam.
Well, yeah, Katz won race 1 here when we were at the Okayama short circuit in Season 8, and he's going to take the first win of the showdown. The wild card, Andreas Katz, takes the victory.
Svidovic second, Job third, and we're going to wait for Ben Palmer now to come through in 4th place. Ash Sutton in 5th, Dan Hunt in 6th, and it's Jamie Rushworth, Stelian Chekaleski, Jamie Fluke, David Baker. Excuse me, that's your top 10. And Alex, that was a really, really fun race to watch.
Yeah, that's a great little battle there. No late overtakes across the line by the looks of it. Where are we? It looks like John Roberts is going to get the reverse grid final spot. So 26th place there.
Dan Blake.
I think Blake has done that, Alex.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe just something quite going on with the timing screens there. It's showing John Roberts at the moment on screen, but
we only lost the 3 cars. Laura Bond, Jake Blackall, Steve Richardson,
and if those were fast repairs, we would have had no cars, I think.
Yeah, what a cleanly driven race, Adam, considering what's at stake here in this these last 5 meets.
Well, yeah, these drivers now have really earning their money here, if they are earning any. Yeah, they're definitely doing a fantastic job. And first race of the showdown. Tight circuit such as Okayama are doing a fantastic job to keep their cars clean. And yeah, Kip Stevens, 27th to 25th, he's definitely in with a shot pole position for race 2, and I'm sure he'll be hoping that when we do the reverse grid, he'll be on pole position. Let's run you through the finishing order then from the first race of the showdown here at Okayama Circuit. Andreas Katz taking the win by 4.3 seconds. I wonder where that's going to put him in the showdown going into race 2. Wojciech Savidovic second, Sebastian Job in third, Ben Palmer fourth, Ashley Sutton fifth, Dan Hunt is in 6th, Jamie Rushworth 7th, Stelin Chepelewski in 8th, Jamie Fluke in 9th, and David Baker in 10th. And what's an interesting thing, Andrew, is that we usually do a stat of which driver started inside the top 10 and finished inside the top 10. I think every single driver did it there. That shows you how tough it is to overtake here at Okayama. 11th, it is Robert Plumley. 12th, it is Michael Shellback. 13th, Rob Fagg. 14th, Alex Smolensky. 15th, Russell Laidler. 16th, Sharon Kaiser. 17th, Lee Berridge. 18th, Pete Newman. 19th, Richard Gore. And 20th, Julian Janowski. 21st, it is Simon Fields. 22nd, Colin Cunniff. 23rd, Steve Hefford. 24th, Paul Smith. 25th, as we were saying, Kip Stevens. And then Dan Blake in that final reverse grid spot in 26th. 27th was John Roberts. 28th, Stephen Burke. 29th, Robert Graham. 30th, Scott Malcolm. 31st, Sean Cole. And then those cars that had to pit during the race due to damage: Laura Bond, Jake Blackhall, and Steve Richardson.
Yes, and a really, really close race, and a really, really beautifully driven race as well. Between P4 and P26, there were only 18 seconds. So I mean, I think that's tremendous, really, considering 22 laps of Okayama. Alex, it was pretty tough out there for the guys, though. I mean, but it was clean racing. It was forceful, but it was just clean enough that that nobody came a cropper.
Yeah, no, it was good. I think a lot of people just took the chances they could just to make their way up a couple of places, but it seemed really, really difficult. And the reverse grid is going to be very interesting. Like you say, there's not a lot of time difference between everybody out there, and it's going to be tough for these guys to work their way up. And yeah, if we look at what Sutton did there was a couple of people that were fighting, and he just sort of jumped and he timed his overtakes really well. And I think that's what the guys are going to have to do. And it could be that that Job and Svidovic and Katz, it could be they get stuck, but they might be able to time those moves up. And yeah, for them, really, this next round is the one where all the points are going to be made or lost within this race. Get it wrong, and you're going to fall back massively. Get it right, and you can head into that final race knowing that you're going to be one of the highest point scorers of the week.
So Adam's. Sorry, go on, mate.
Yeah, go on, Andrew. Yeah.
To your point about how it's very difficult to overtake around this track, two of the best overtakers, I think, in the world of sim racing, Seb Job. I mean, he started in third and finished third, and albeit, yeah, he did get ahead of Savidovic at the start, but once he dropped back behind him again, he couldn't pass him again. And Ash Sutton started 7th and only finished 5th, and he drove a really good race and was only able to pass 2 cars at him. It just shows how tough it is out there.
Yeah, very tough. Sebastian Job, started third, finished third. The only thing is, though, we've seen in the past few race meetings that on reverse grids he can sometimes get a bit ragged, and it can sometimes be his downfall. I think Brands Hatch, he had just gone off the back of taking 4 consecutive race victories, and I don't know whether that just got the better of him, and he was involved in some contact there. However, this is the showdown, and we could see a completely different Sebastian Job. But now it is time for the first reverse grid of the showdown. We'll have a look at the cars that are eligible. 15 down to 26, as always. And it's Russell Laidler, Jerome Kaiser, Lee Berridge, Pete Newman, Richard Gore, Julian Janowski, Simon Fields, Colin Cunniff, Steve Hefford, Paul Smith, Kip Stevens, and Dan Blake. So over to you, Alex, for the first reverse grid draw of the showdown, and we'll see who's on pole.
We'll see if the Richard Gore button engages properly, Alex, this time.
Yeah, exactly that. Here we go then, first one of the showdown. Who's it going to be? Where's it going to land?
It's going to be one of our commentary colleagues.
It looks like a big full reverse grid. Or is it going to be 16th? 26, I think. Yeah, easy. 26. We've got a full reverse grid.
Well, I'm sure
the first one. Wow.
I'm sure Kip Stevens will be rejoicing because that means he'll be starting second. Dan Blake is on pole position, of course. Let's not hide away from that. He's on pole position for Engine Oils Direct. Kip Stevens second, Paul Smith in third, Steve Hefford fourth, Colin Cunniff in fifth, and Simon Fields in sixth. And as we've seen in race 1, the positions don't change too much, so these guys could be in for a very strong result in race 2.
Well, and look how far Kip Stevens is starting ahead of the championship contenders, Alex.
See, this is exactly what we were saying. This second race can be
The other championship contenders that should add.
Yeah, it can be. It really can be make or break. So I think just because you have a good first race and not such a great first race, you don't rule it out. Look at how many times Simon Field got himself a win because of race 2. So it's going to be good for him.
Kip Stevens is 128 points now behind Wojciech Savidovic going in to the second race of the evening. If he gets a second place or maybe even a win, that's definitely going to close him up and almost be in with like the top 4, top 5 in the standings.
Well, they could gain 40, 50 points on some of these people, maybe even a little bit more. So, excuse me, I suppose with DNFs as well coming into it, then we could see quite a big swing in the points. But what could possibly go wrong, Adam? We've got a commentator on pole, we've got a league admin in second, and we've got another commentator in third.
Yeah, we've got all our bases covered for this second race.
Yes, we've got all the curses covered. I just have to say as well, Alex, say a big well done to Graham Carroll as well for the weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What a great weekend he had winning the Walter Hayes Trophy. So there's some videos starting to leak out onto YouTube about that. So we'll perhaps link some in the comments and stuff like that after the race. But it was it was an awesome weekend. Congrats to him. Obviously a race winner in this series as well.
Exactly, a race winner as recently as this season as well. So well, it's been a really tremendous first race of the evening here at Okayama Circuit. But we'll see you after this break for the. So what was that, Alex?
I just wanted to quickly, before we run off, sorry there, I just wanted to have a quick word with Katz if we can grab him down just before the second server goes up. Obviously that was a great race and just want to see how he's feeling right now as well, if we can nick him from his Eurotrip digital channel.
Yeah, don't stop on my account, that's great. We'd love to get a word with the race winner.
He might not be able to speak. We'll give him a moment because we know that he is on a second device for talking. Here he is.
Sorry for the last time. Hi guys.
Alright, Andreas joins us in the commentary box. You've leaped from 11th position in the standings up to 4th due to that race victory, and it was a pretty commanding one.
Yes, it worked very good. I started training again. I had no time in the mid-season to do training, so I really had not this good result, so I try my best now, and it looks like it works.
Obviously, a new team for yourself, and we were talking earlier on, and perhaps you needed to sort of recharge the batteries a little bit. I mean, I don't think you could ask for a better way for the showdown to start for you. But then, in such a cruel twist of fates, we get a 26-car reverse grid on you. So, what can you do from 26th place in this race?
Push. I don't know. I will see. It's not it's not easy to overtake here. You saw it, but I try my best.
All right, well, just wanted to say congratulations. We'll leave you to get prepared for the second race. I'm sure the admins are getting the server up now, so you go get yourself ready for that, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All right, Andreas Katz, great to have him in the commentary box as well, and it's great to see him back to winning ways as well. He was actually saying that he didn't really get Alex a lot of time to practice in the second half of the regular season.
Yeah, well, that's I think that showed as well with his results. Yeah. To be fair, we obviously call it on some of the other things as well that we see, but the truth really is probably exactly that. If you don't get time to practice, you just can't compete where you used to, and you get involved in things that you wouldn't normally do, and little mistakes start to creep in, and that really set him back a bit.
Yeah, no, that's what I think. He's going to attack this showdown, Adam, with a bit of gusto, and he's going to see how far it can get him.
Well, how far can he go? That's the thing. He's up to 4th position. We'll run you through the showdown points after race 1 after the break. But yeah, he's up to 4th position now, 95 points behind Wojciech Savidovic. I don't know how close he can get in this race meeting. Of course, he needs to overtake them on track now in the race 2. But if he gets a strong result in race 3, then he could be right with Job and Savidovic going into the next race meeting.
Well, exactly, and I think it does give an incentive for some of the guys as well who finished. A guy like Dave Baker who finished at the back end of the top 10 there. he's going to be in front of all those guys, and we know, Adam, just how quick Baker is and how difficult he is to overtake.
Yeah, he only took one race victory in the regular season, and that was on an oval. So, and we spoke to him at the circuit of the Americas, how desperate he is to win on a road course, and what tighter racetrack to get than Okayama Short. So he'll be aiming to get his second win of the season. Simon Field starting in 6th in race 2, so he's not too far away from Kip Stevens. Where is he in the showdown? He's currently sitting in 5th position. He dropped 2 places after the first race, so he'll be hoping to get those points back as well. If he has a strong result, he could get back ahead of Katz and possibly even challenge Rushworth.
Yeah, indeed, and I think this reverse grid's going to throw up some really interesting surprises for this second race. So I think it's about time that we went off to prepare for that one. So thanks for joining us tonight on Twitch, on iRacing Live, on the Apex Racing TV YouTube channel, and on Motors TV as well. And we'll see you in about 10 minutes' time for race 2 from the Okayama International Course.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
A move. Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Welcome back to iRacing Live and to the Apex Racing TV YouTube channel. It's round 89 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, presented by Engine Oil Direct. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath, Alex Simpson here from the Okayama circuit, and we've seen a fantastic first race. The second race is about to begin. We're about 2 minutes away, and Adam, it's one of our commentary colleagues here at Apex Racing TV that's on pole position in Dan Blake.
Yeah, Dan Blake doing a good job in that first race. It looked like it was a pretty entertaining battle. Down inside of the 20th positions on back, and he was able to hold on and get that 26th position, which means that he's on pole position for race 2. But Kip Stevens alongside him, and Kip Stevens, former champion, he needs to get a result here to keep his showdown chances going, and we'll see if he can do that pretty shortly. We'll run you through the grid in a minute. We'll quickly run you through the standings going into this race. Wojciech Zawidowicz 26 points now in front of Sebastian Job. Then it's 89 points back to Jamie Rushworth in third. Andreas Katz leaping from 11th up to 4th after that race 1 win. Summerfield in 5th, David Baker in 6th, Alex Smolenski in 7th, Stelin Chapelewski in 8th. Those four are separated by about 5 points. Then it's Dan Hunt in 9th, Pete Newman in 10th, Kip Stevens in 11th, and then Lee Thompson, who due to scheduling commitments might not be here for the rest of the season, in 12th. Yes,
yeah, that's unfortunate for Lee Thompson, sorry.
Yeah, he has. Unfortunately, Thompson, yeah, because I think he might have had a good shot at taking a reasonable finish in the showdown. Let's run you through the grid then quickly. Dan Blake on pole position, Kip Stevens second, Paul Smith is in third, Steve Hefford fourth, Colin Cunniff fifth, Simon Fields is in sixth, Julian Janowski 7th, Richard Gore 8th, Pete Newman 9th and Lee Berridge in 10th. 11th is Jerome Kaiser, 12th Russell Laidler, 13th Alex Smolensky, 14th Rob Fagg, 15th Michael Shellback, 16th Robert Plumley, 17th David Baker, 18th Jamie Fluke, 19th Stelian Chapelewski, 20th Jamie Rushworth, 21st Dan Hunt, 22nd Ashley Sutton, 23rd Ben Palmer, 24th Sebastian Job, 25th Wojciech Savidovic, and then 26th is our race 1 winner Andreas Katz. Two drivers though to watch out for though in this race, Andrew, probably going to be Kip Stevens and Simon Field. They're the two drivers in the showdown that are starting the highest up on the grid.
Yes, indeed. And we'll talk more about them as we get going with the race. As the red's rising now, the red light is on. The green light is on at Okayama again. Stevens got a good getaway. Is he going to be inside Dan Blake into the first corner? No, was the answer.
Oh, he's
loses control. And Stevens actually is going to take the lead.
Someone's around further back. That's Richard Gore. He's having to be very patient, but he's dropping down.
Richard Gore, one of the leading AM drivers, Alex.
Oh, I jumped back there, and that's and it wasn't Shellback. I think it was Janowski. Very, very sideways as well. Must be a little bit colder out there. Just those rear tyres just taking a little bit longer to come up to pressure.
Savidovic has had an appalling start. Sebastian Job's had an amazing one. Job, I don't know what position he's in, but Sebastian Job has left Wojciech Savidovic and Andreas Katz for dead at the start.
18th, by the looks of it.
Paul Smith tried to go around the outside of Steve Hefford, and in the end he's coming under pressure from Simon Field. There's a tiny bit of contact coming through the last corner. As Smith trying to defend 4th position now, he was trying to attack for 3rd a second ago. And look at them all fanning out as they go down this main straight here at Okayama.
And at that one then, Kip Stevens has done what he needed to do, and that is get the lead. Dan Blake only 0.4 of a second behind him there at the end of the first lap. Sebastian Job though, as you were saying, Alex, moving his way up. He's now getting past Ben Palmer. That is another position gained for Sebastian Job already. He gets a little bit of contact.
Hit by Palmer, and Job's going to lose a position to him and to Sutton. We haven't seen Job versus Sutton a great deal. We're going to see it now, and this could end in a big fireball somewhere.
Oh, car off.
Yeah, it's
Baker.
Dave Baker. He was the leading one out of all the championship contenders, apart from Stevens.
Looked like he was sideways, but he's able to get the car going again. Russell Layler's got a lot of damage to the front of his car
as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Field, Stevens, then Field, then Baker in terms of the showdown. And car off in the background as well. 74 of Scott Malcolm went in through the gravel in the last corner.
Job doesn't want to be doing this. He's in the middle of a free wide situation here, and he sensibly gets out of it. More contact. That's Jamie Rushworth.
Oh, but he survives there, Jamie Rushworth. He's getting a bit tight in the middle of this pack now. And Alex, this is what the reverse grid does as Sutton gets tagged and goes sideways, and again
Sebastian Job
is disqualified
already.
Sebastian Job. Yeah, 11 incidents for this race meeting. They've reduced it back to the original limit, and now Sebastian Job is just putting his car right in the right position. He's got to be so careful in these early few laps. Round the outside he goes of Hefford. Of Burke, and he's through. But Jamie Rushworth, that was a nightmare lap from him. He is now outside the top 15.
Yeah, Savidovic hasn't made any progress at all. Alex, is he even further behind than when he started?
Field was just having a little look on Cunniff for 5th place there. Oh, that's ever so close going into turn 1. Shellback's obviously having a run on as well. Back to your point.
He's in the same position. He's in the same position.
Savidovic hasn't gained any ground at all. And we're on the 4th lap. Needs to get a move on.
Hunt down the inside of Burke. Side by side again round the outside. Hunt,
brilliant from Hunt.
Who looks like he's been side by side with one car or another.
This is very, very close. Adam, it doesn't look like they're going to give each other a lot of room.
Rushworth again. Hunt and Rushworth keep battling each other throughout the entire race.
Rushworth could make a place here as Burke gets pushed out of the way. Brake trained a little bit there, Stephen Burke. Not his fault, but that's what happens here at Okayama, Alex. You lose one place, you're susceptible to lose another.
Yeah, both Jamies got through at the same time there, so
Burke's going to get a run on Fluke, possibly, but not really close enough to do anything. Look at the battle slightly further up the field as well. Smolensky, Berridge, Baker and Laidler. Baker gets past Lee Berridge, so I believe is that 14th place, Alex? I'm not sure.
Berridge is 15th place at the minute.
And then Baker's 14th, is that? Yes.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, Sebastian Job's going to get a run here on Palmer, and he's got Hunt for company as well.
Al's got the slipstream from the car in front as well, Adam.
Oh, he hits
goodness
it.
me, that's how to do that, but you don't want to be doing that too many times, Adam, because like you said, incident limits at play here, and to be fair, Alex, it won't give some of the other drivers, they won't need much of an excuse to just put the door handle into him. They know he's got to be careful.
Job needs to be careful as well. Just sorry, quickly, Andrew, because he's so far in front of Savidovic and Katz that he can afford to take his time. He doesn't need to be doing this.
Exactly. But you don't know how quickly Savidovic is going to make it through at the moment. Not very. He's still behind Robert Plumley, and that's not an easy assignment for him to get through on. Job trying to go around the outside of Palmer. To be honest, from what we saw in the first race, I don't think that's really going to happen, Alex. It's going to be very difficult.
No, and if anything, it's sort of set him up to almost lose another place there. That's
He doesn't want to get
side.
get physical there with the New Homes digital car. And then here comes Dan Hunt on Rushworth. So when each of these guys are stepping out of the line, Adam, they're getting another person almost there to just fill that gap.
Shellback just having a little bit of contact as well into the penultimate corner. That's for 6th and 7th place as well. So
yeah, let's not forget.
Field all the way across the pit wall nearly. Shellback squeezes him even further. We've seen German drivers do that in the past, Alex.
Field is through. Or is he? Shellback's going to go back down the inside into turn 2.
That's brilliant from Michael Shellback. Can he keep it though? We've seen Fields tries the long way around the outside line. That's not going to help him because he's actually now going to lose out to his team manager Pete Newman, who's going to go through. Newman's in the showdown positions as well. He's a championship contender.
Let's not forget
two drivers very hard.
Disqualified
as well.
There's Russell Lader just been disqualified.
And Lee Berridge, I think, got disqualified. Just saw them both dropping out. Jamie Rushworth looks like he's particularly close, but it's his teammate that he's close with right now.
Berridge from the top 15 as well.
Hefford up to 2nd position. He's been able to get past Dan Blake.
It looks like Eurotruck Digital, Alex, seems to have improved a little bit. It must be the addition of Andreas Katz to the team that's helped out a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just just little tweaks to the setup or something like that, or perhaps just having the experience of Katz there and sort of showing them where how to just take the lines a little bit different is helping them all along.
Job is through, but he got a little bit of a nudge off Palmer. That will rack up another incident point, probably.
And he's gone wide at the next corner as well. He's got all sorts of damage on the front of that Kia Optima. Alex, as Seb's team manager, what do you think that he needs to do now? Is it just try and get to Baker and then attack Baker, or would you prefer him to just finish the race, get the points?
I just don't want him to get disqualified. That's it right now.
He's ahead of everyone else, apart from, if we're being realistic, he's ahead of everyone else, probably apart from Baker that matters.
Just having a little look.
Take that as a win, wouldn't you?
Conniff, yeah, exactly. Conniff on Paul Smith as well. Yeah, I just think he needs to survive out there as well. There's a lot of other individual battles going on out there right now as well. Let's not forget about those. Daniel Hunt closing in on Jamie Rushworth as well.
Svidovic still hasn't gone anywhere, Alex.
Yeah, Svidovic has got Plumley ahead of them, and as well, he's just being careful out there. I think Svidovic, he doesn't want to be disqualified either. He knows he's got a little advantage at the moment. He'll pick his places, and that looks as if that was Rob Plumley with a slowdown or something there.
No,
just going very defensive.
Svidovic has only gained 2 places since the start, and that was because of 2 disqualifications ahead of him.
There's not
He's going to get a position now down the inside of Robert Plumley.
Disqualification, not position.
This is a position this time, I think, though. Down the inside of Robert Plumley into the penultimate corner. That should be a done deal. But Robert Plumley, we've seen in previous race meetings, he doesn't usually give up straight away.
Yeah, he's very quick, Robert Plumley, and he's going to try and get this run. He has got a very nice slipstream on this engine or direct car. He's going one way or the other. He's going to try the dummy. He's going to try it. But down the inside of Svidovic, that's a wonderful move by Robert Plumley.
And he's got it done. Oh, and he nearly gets hit by that Laser Tools car.
Svidovic's going to be late enough on the brakes. Not quite. That's a great move, Alex.
Svidovic just broadcast to the entire field there the exact attitude he's going to have for the rest of this showdown. If you stick it up the inside, he's going to give it to you there. He just jumped out of the way. He didn't want any of that. Couldn't afford to be taken out. And
23rd place, though. Down he goes again.
I think the entire STEM Simex team now will have had that reported back into their area from Paul. They just jumped out of the way. So
If not, they'll watch it later and get it from yourself.
yeah, well, I don't want to point it out or anything, but
Hey, no, that's what we're here for. Funnily enough, is that, and but that's it, Alex. That's why.
Cat's closing in on Fluke as well into turn one. Has a little look late on the brakes. Just can't quite get his nose up the inside.
No, Alex, that's why your insight's so valuable. You know how it is to fight for a championship. You know how it is to fight for these important positions, prize money and things like that.
Savidovic back through on Plumley, and this time it's done.
Yeah, and Smolensky as well was actually just trying to go around the outside of Gianowski, but got it all sorts of wrong.
He's bashed into Baker there.
Yeah, Baker was having a little look around the outside, but again, you know, Baker, the ever consistent, super careful driver that he is as well, just being very, very careful out there.
Do not forget as well that Alex Smolensky's fighting for the title as well.
One hit.
Colin Conniff on Paul
Yes.
Smith. There's action going on absolutely everywhere in this field, this race as well. We're down to 11 laps to go already.
Ben Palmer and Jamie Rushworth. Rushworth trying to get past
Kaiser off as well,
Palmer.
sorry, Adam Kaiser off too.
That's fine.
In front of that battle.
Rushworth currently in 16th place, trying to get past Palmer in 15th.
Now, Job's got a very difficult task on his hands now because he's got damage on the front of the Kia Optima, B, still hasn't caught this next group, and C, when he gets there, he's got to fight with Baker, Smolensky and Janowski.
Conniff disqualified.
Or
Too many incidents.
Yeah.
And
He had a bit of damage when we were looking at him earlier as well. I didn't see any of the actual contacts, but
it was contact with Smith, I think, and going into those left-right section at the end of the lap.
only takes 3 and you're gone, doesn't it? You know,
Yeah.
so you know 2 and a couple of off tracks, and we can see how wide these guys are going on the outside of the last turn as well. It's pretty easy to pick up a 1x there, so not
But really
surprised we've seen a
careful.
few.
You've got to be really careful. Apparently Rusty Lathers saying that Lee Berridge gave him 9 of those 11 incidents.
Rushworth passed Palmer, so that's a change for position. Rushworth now up into 14th place.
Just having a look at Smolensky on Janowski. Janowski must have got slow down there. He's lost a place to Baker as well. He's going to form up just in front of Job. Job is going to have a look around the outside. Oh, he got his line all sorts of wrong. That was Janowski there, and he just sort of went in and just ploughed wide there, and contact with Job. I think Job's okay. No disqualification at least, so that's another place for that's up to 12th place for him. Rob Fagg just sitting there in 9th place as well. Another well, it's been a pretty good meeting for Rob so far. He had a fairly consistent race in the first one as well, so if he can get another top 10, if he can get top 10 here, this will be this will put him in for a good stead for some good points this week.
Good, and also a good shout at that $100.
Yes, exactly. Oh, Ben Palmer on Dan Hunt. These two had a bit of a ding-dong last race, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, good to see him going at it again, getting involved. We've got, Jamie Fluke, and Andreas Katz is in there as well, lurking in the background.
Savidovic still,
yeah.
still hasn't got past Steve Burke, Adam.
Yeah, still thinking the same thing here, and he's desperate to try and get past. He's like one car every 10 laps or something for Wojciech Savidovic at the
It's
moment.
very slow for a man like.
Here he comes.
For a man
Laura
of his.
Bond. Oh, he turns it around.
Plumley and into Richardson again.
Hits. But none of them get disqualified. That shows you that they were having a clean race.
But it does also show that it's been an awful meeting for News Homes Digital.
Sorry, Savidovic and Burke. I thought Savidovic was going on a one-way trip to the concrete wall then. Down into turn 1, round
All I
the
heard was
outside.
noises.
Yeah. And now he's going to try and get it done around the outside into turn 2. Burke nudges it back down the inside.
Yes, he's going to do it. Yes.
That's a position for Savidovic. He's up to, is that 20th place?
Oh,
or
Burke's going to fight back though, and again it's taken him so long to even get. Oh, you don't want to do that with Steve Burke because, no offence to Steve, but he's quite a robust driver, Adam, you would think.
Yeah, I don't know whether Savidovic has just listened to what Alex has said.
Bond hitting Burke as well.
But
Look
yeah,
at that tight hairpin section.
7 laps to go. Someone can give us a recap of the positions, because I think everything's changed around, and we need to mention that Kip is out front by miles.
Rushworth, around the outside of Janowski. That's another position for the Season 4 champion. We'll run you through the positions now. Stevens leads. Hefford is in second. For Eurochips Digital, Michael Shellback up into third, Dan Blake fourth, Paul Smith is in fifth, Pete Newman sixth, Simon Field seventh, Sharon Kaiser is in eighth, Rob Fagg in ninth, and then Smolenski in 10th with Savidovic in 11th, and he looks like he's right on the back of the Laser Tools car as well.
Baker in 11th, not Savidovic.
Job in 11th,
yes.
And Baker in 12th.
I don't know how Joe got past Baker so easily, but he maybe needs to pass on some tips to Wojciech Savidovic, because it's been very difficult for Savidovic to get through this pack. And now he's 7 seconds behind Chepelevsky, Alex. It shows just how difficult it's been.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much where Wojciech is going to finish. He'll close that gap up, no doubt, but that's about it, I think.
Sorry.
What's that?
It's a joke going into the back of the Laser Tools car of Smolenski.
Well, Smolenski doesn't want the 4X either. He's fighting for the title. He doesn't want to get disqualified. And neither does Baker, and neither does Rushworth. And this is the point that we make, Alex, and we've made already today, is that these guys aren't wanting to take many risks here. And it's probably a good thing. It makes a change.
Indeed, the reduced incident limit and the withdrawal of the repaired car as well, so the fast tow, as we so call it, is perhaps well, I'd say it's changing the approach, but the fact that we had Sutton disqualified on lap 2 tells me that didn't change his approach.
Ashley's not racing for money though, is he?
Well, true.
Ashley doesn't have any money on the line, and anybody who says that drivers get crazy when racing for money, well, frankly, you're ridiculous, because this shows completely the otherwise. These guys have actually calmed down. These guys are actually making more considered moves, not really fighting very hard in many of these situations, and that's, to be honest, it doesn't make for the most exciting racing all the time, but what it does make for is clean racing with a lot of cars finishing very close racing. And another piece of close racing is Steve Hefford under a lot of pressure from Michael Shellback for second place.
Yeah, Shellback's done a good job. He's up to third position. I was just making noise there over Sebastian Joba hitting Smolenski again, but I think that'll probably be a 0x.
Might be a problem though if that continues. You'll get probably a 1x for that as well, as he goes wide out of the last corner.
Here he goes then. In the slipstream.
Look how hard Smolenski's defending right on the pit wall there.
And it's because David Baker's there, and these two are separated by, I think, about 1 point going into this race meeting, so doesn't want to lose that. Round the outside he goes.
In the history of the BSRTC, Smolenski's actually won more races than Baker, as Job has won more races than both of these two combined in only one season. Manages to get round the outside there, and that was a belting move, Adam.
Fantastic move. Not often we see it around the outside on that part of the racetrack, and that's him up another position. He's now inside the top 10 after starting in 24th place.
Baker and Rushworth, Alex, are the back of this group. What do you make of their approach so far? Is it too conservative? Is it just about right? What do you think?
Well, I think Rushworth's making up places pretty well. Baker's always very conservative. That's the thing. Remember, Baker's also got $500 on the line with the
that's true.
I've totally lost it.
Low instant count.
Cleanest driver
award. That's the one. So he won't want to give that up anything as well. Yes, he has got a chance of winning the title, but that prize is worth half of what winning the championship is worth on its own. So it's important for him to do that, and his team is in a great shout as well for winning that prize. So as long as he's clocking up good points for the team, then he could end up taking home more money at the end of the season with prizes. So maybe it's the right approach for Baker, I think.
Remember, this is a team game. It's $1,000 for the Drivers' Championship. It's $4,000 for the Teams' Championship. And I'll tell you what, Adam, with that kind of money on the line, you do not want to let everybody else down in your team.
It's a great shot there, just seeing sort of 6th place all the way down to about 15th on screen at one time coming out of that final corner. So good little battle actually as well. You've got Dan Blake leading this battle in 4th place, Paul Smith, Pete Newman, Simon Field tucked up behind him right now.
Sebastian Job wants another position, and he's got Rob Fagg in front of him on the final 1.5 laps of this enthralling second race here. Gets a good run, Sebastian Joe. Is he going to try and go for the position? He's looking down the inside. He goes for it down the inside, and Rob Fag gives him the space. And he gets led by Smolensky. And that will allow David Baker through, and that's crucial for the showdown. These two are separated by 1 point, don't forget, going into this race meeting.
Baker and Smolensky who fought it out for the Season 7 championship.
Around the outside.
Baker's down the inside, two corners before the end of the lap, and into the final corner, and Smolensky's off again, and that's going to allow Rushford now to get a good run for New Homes Digital down the main straight. We've got 2 laps to go. Just one lap to go.
Last lap. This is the last lap.
1 lap to go, apologies. They were still on their 21st lap.
And Rushworth
the final
is through.
one, Smolensky on... Yeah, Smolensky on Rushworth not happening, so... Looks like Job's done a good job. 24th to 9th, Alex. It's possible to overtake round here. He's making it. Why is he doing that and not everyone else?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, Katz has moved up quite well as well, but yeah, let's focus our attention to Kip Stevens, because here he comes around the final corner, take home a victory, all important as well. He is in the showdown, so this is a great result for him.
Yeah, the Season 1 and 2 champion. Picks the
Fantastic
second race of the showdown. Yeah, brilliant job, Adam. Second on the grid.
Hasn't taken a victory in a while, has he?
Since I think when we were Brands Hatch Indy, I believe. And,
No, that was at round 3 of the series, so...
Quite a while. He has got more wins this season. We'll have to find that out for you later on. But yeah, Stevens, then Hefford, Shellback, Blake, then Smith, Newman, Field, Kaiser, Job, and Robert Fagg. Robert Fagg beat Dave Baker to the line by 0.08 seconds. What do you make of that one, Alex? That was pretty tough out there.
Yeah, that had me nervous.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was good. That was a great race actually. Everybody, yeah, you could see like you say, you can see the differences out there. Those drivers who are like, well, I haven't really got as much to race for as you have. I'm willing to stick it up the inside, and seeing those guys just sort of go, whoop, I'll jump out the way a little bit. So yeah, it's going to be. I tell you what, that's going to make the reverse grids all the more exciting, I think, for the rest of this season.
Yeah, and this, they say the money's at stake, and also the pride and the reputation of these drivers as well, and of the series itself. Who's the driver of the race for you, Adam?
Might have to be Sebastian Joe. I think 24th through to 9th. He did have me worried at a few occasions, the amount of off-tracks and contacts we were seeing. But yeah, fantastic job from him to go from 24th through to 9th. Wojciech Savidovic 25th to 20th, so 5 positions gained, but of course every point does count, so I'm sure he's thinking of the bigger picture at the moment. Of course, we've still got 1 race still to go, and finishing in 20th could be a blessing in disguise, because he could be right at the front.
That is
the reverse grid.
And you know what that is? The probably the least progression we've seen from Savidovic in any race. When he started that far back without having a crash, so we know, that this, like I said, this has changed something in the head of Wojciech Savidovic, you would feel. Now, he finished 20th, Andreas Katz was 18th, Delin Chepelevsky was 17th, Dan Hunt 14th, Smolensky 13th, Rush was 12th, Baker 11th, Job 9th, Field was 7th, Newman 6th, and Stevens obviously won the race. So a mixed bag, Alex, for the championship contenders there.
Yeah, I agree completely. Completely sort of all jumbled. This final race is going to sort of work it out for from the pro. I was just having a very quick look at the AMs as well. So that incident for Richard Gore, he actually took the lead in the championship after the first round. So that accident in the first lap there has cost him big time. Paul Smith was second place, just 14 points behind. So with Smith having such a good race there, that surely will leap him back up into the lead of that championship. So it's all to play for there. Laura lost some ground in the first race, but I dare say that race has picked some back up as well. She was just ahead of Steve Burke, so she's sort of maintained onto that. But that's actually really close. Top 5 only separated by 85 points coming into this race. So hopefully we'll be able to give you a bit of an update on the standings when we come back.
Yes.
Looking at the team standings as well before the start of the race, GT Omega had it by 29 points, followed by Sim Racing. So once again, you look at the likes of Shellback was up there, and you had Janowski for a while. GT Omega done
I think Stem
pretty
Sim
good job.
probably had a good race to this one.
Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, looking at that, you've got with Smith,
Baker.
Palmer was there as well. So yeah, pretty decent. Yeah, who does Dan Blake drive? for?
EOD, Engine Direct.
Oh yes, he does, doesn't he? Yeah, the light blue car. Yeah, just getting myself confused there.
It's a good race for Smith for the AM category as well.
It's awesome for Smith. So yeah, we'll update the points. Actually, Paul Smith wins the class, does he, for that race?
Yeah, I think
Possibly. I think Hefford probably won the category, but I think out of the people in the showdown, I think Smith is highest placed one.
Hefford is a pro, I think.
Oh, is he?
We'll have a word with.
We should know this, really.
Yeah, we'll have a word. Yeah, exactly. Well, we're learning still.
Yeah.
So. We'll have a word with whoever it was once we've sorted out the reverse grid, shall we?
Yeah. So let's have a look at the. We'll run you through the finishing order quickly. Kip Stevens won. His third win of the season. Steve Hefford second, Shellback third, Dan Blake fourth, Paul Smith fifth, Pete Newman in sixth, Simon Field seventh, Jerome Kaiser eighth, Sebastian Job ninth, and Rob Vag in 10th. 11th for David Baker, 12th for Jamie Rushworth, 13th for Alex Smolensky, 14th Dan Hunt, 15th Jamie Fluke, 16th Ben Palmer, 17th Stelian Chepelevsky, 18th Andreas Katz, 19th Julian Janowski, and 20th it is Wojciech Savidovic. 21st Laura Bond, 22nd Richard Gore, 23rd John Roberts, 24th Jake Blackhall, 25th Stephen Burke, 26th Scott Malcolm, and then the cars one lap down on one. Probably most of these are disqualifications. Robert Graham 27th, Steve Richardson 28th, Robert Plumley 29th, 30th Colin Cunniff, 31st Russell Laidler, 32nd Lee Berridge, and then 33rd Ashley Sutton. So the cars eligible then for the reverse grid for the third and final race of the evening. They are Jamie Fluke, Ben Palmer, Stelian Chepelevsky, Andreas Katz, Julian Janowski, Wojciech Savidovic, Laura Bond, Richard Gore, John Roberts, Jake Blackhall, Stephen Burke, and Scott Malcolm. So this reverse grid is either going to be brilliant for Andreas Katz, or it could even be brilliant for Wojciech Savidovic.
Very likely that it's going to be very good for Andreas Katz, with him being in 18th. Alex, take it away, my friend. Let's see who's going to spun onto pole.
Here we go then for the second time tonight.
You normally don't want to have a good spin in one of these races, but you're going to get one now.
Like a small one. Oh, will it be 25th or will it be 15th? Oh, this is going to be close. Oh yeah, it's going to set up on 15th, I think.
Oh, that is Katz and Savidovic's worst nightmares.
Oh dear me.
They are now going to be stuck in 18th and 20th positions once again for this third and final race of the evening. Well, anyway, that's good. That's Jamie Fuchs on pole.
That means for Sebastian Job, Dave Baker, Rushworth, Spolensky. What a fantastic turn of events for them. And it's even Alex, pretty good for Kip Stevens as well after he just won that race. Yeah,
that's really good for Kip actually. And like Smolensky, that's good for Paul Smith again. That's really good for him. Just having a look at other drivers. Sim X as well, that's good for. That keeps them in the top 15 as well. So couple of GT Omega cars in there as well, but really Sim X and Paul Smith, I would say, are probably going to be happy with that little spin there, and no doubt, obviously, the pole sitter as well.
Well, Jamie Fluke's on pole position, Dan Hunt second, Alex Smolensky third, Jamie Rushworth fourth, and David Baker in fifth. I doubt we've seen a grid as full of all-stars like that in a long time.
Well, it should be great, and I'm looking forward to it. Thanks to everybody who's joining us, like I say, on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Motors TV, and we will catch you very, very soon for race number 3 of the evening. Don't go anywhere because this one's going to be great. We're here at Okayama. It's the BSRTC Pro Series, the first meeting of the showdown. See you right after this break for more.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
on the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
simulated.
We're back again at Okayama for round 90 of the season of the BSRTC Pro Series, presented by Engine Oil Direct. Andrew Woodhouse with Adam Bath and Alex Simpson still here at Okayama in Japan for the third race of the evening in the showdown. And Adam Bath, I'll bring you in first. We've had two very exciting rounds of action, and the reverse grid brought up some interesting situations.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a 15 cars reversed in a long time, and I really need to put a spanner in the works for the likes of Andreas Katz and Wojciech Savidovic, because they'll be starting where they finished. We'll talk more about the reverse grid in a minute, but we'll quickly run you through the standings going into this third and final race of the evening. Wojciech Savidovic, 19 points now ahead of Sebastian Job. That's gone down a bit since race 2. Jamie Rushworth is in 3rd, Kip Stevens is in 4th, and Simon Field is in 5th. Moving over to the AM standings, Paul Smith is now back into the lead after a strong finish in race 2. Richard Gore is in 2nd, John Roberts 3rd, Laura Bond, after having a nightmare of a race meeting, is in 4th, and Stephen Burke is in 5th. And then quickly the team standings. Engine Oils Direct have now gone ahead of GT Omega. They are 45 points ahead of them, with STEM Sim Racing in 3rd.
Yes, indeed. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, all change really. Obviously, Kip up 5 places in that. Just goes to show what a race win can do. Laura down 3. Paul went up 2. And of course, the team change as well. I tell you what, those two teams are going to be pretty tight. And we said we thought STEM Sim Racing had the best race there, and they're still down in 3rd place, 77 points behind. They're in a good position now. We'll have a look, see what the what they can do in this round and try and close that up. I want to see those teams racing really close through this season. That'll make these last 4 or 5 races or rounds really good.
Yeah, indeed, and I do apologise if you do hear any fireworks in the background. It's bonfire night tonight, of course, in the UK. Fireworks going off in the background, and you know, we did see a few fireworks on the track, Adam, in that last race, as I alluded to at the start of the programme. Do you think this will be more tricky for the drivers this third race, or do you think it will be a little bit easier as the reverse grid is smaller? What do you reckon?
I don't know, because we've never seen this before, really. The fact that we've got practically all the normal drivers at the front of the grid, and normal drivers, all the showdown drivers at the front of the grid. We have a look at the grid now. Jamie Fluke is on pole, then it's Dan Hunt, Alex Smolensky, Jamie Rushworth, David Baker, Rob Fagg, Sebastian Job, Jerome Kaiser, Simon Field, and then Pete Newman. That's your top 10. Then it's Paul Smith 11th, Dan Blake 12th, Michael Shelback 13th, Steve Hefford 14th, Kip Stevens 15th, 16th it's Ben Palmer, 17th Shepelewski, 18th there you go is Andreas Katz, 19th Julian Janowski, then Wojciech Savidovic in 20th, so he's got a lot of work to do. 21st Laura Bond, 22nd Richard Gore, 23rd John Roberts, 24th Jake Blackcall, 25th, Stephen Burke, 26th, Scott Malcolm, 27th, Robert Graham, 28th, Steve Richardson, 29th, Robert Plumley, 30th, Colin Cunniff, 31st, Russell Laidler, 32nd, Lee Berridge, and at the back, it's Ashley Sutton. Here we go, 22 laps again at Okayama, Andrew.
Perfect timing, Adam. The red lights are on. And the green light is on, and Jamie Fluke's away well, and also the other new Hunts digital car, Jamie Rushworth, is also away brilliantly. And he takes the lead. There's Fluke, Rushworth in 2nd place, fighting with the Laser Tools car of Alex Smolensky, and then it's Dan Hunt just behind them. Hunt's got a poor start, actually. Baker's been hit by Job, I think.
Yeah, it's a fantastic start from Rushworth. He leaped a whole row of cars and he's up into 2nd place. 3rd is then Smolensky, then it's Hunt, Kaiser, side by side. There it is David Baker with the Apex Racing car of Sebastian Job, I believe. They're now side by side again down the inside, and then it's Pete Newman.
Piece of driving by Dave Baker. Joe managed to cut back, now going side by side through the penultimate corner, and there's only one line really through there. Baker has to settle for what's now become 8th place. He started 5th, and that's really unusual, Alex, for Dave Baker to drop positions on the opening lap.
Yeah, indeed, and I think just having a look there as drivers were all wait.
Smith down the inside.
That's a great move. Oh, that's 3 wide. Are they going to avoid contact? Somehow they did. That's great. Oh no. Oh no.
Well, Paul Smith. He had
so that's a GT Omega and a STEM Sim X car out there. Paul Smith, where he has recovered at least. But I was just going to say, just looking at him all. Oh, what's that in the background there? That looked like Smolensky, I think.
Three wide into the hairpin.
Savidovic, getting involved in contact.
Janowski coming off worse that time.
Look at the marbles. This is what I'm saying. Just watching them around there, it's so much harder to go too wide through there. They're just getting on those marbles, and it's just slowing them up. That's what happened to Seb, I think, there, and you can just see the cars. They're all just funneling around there, trying to avoid those marbles the best they can. Jamie Fluke has got Rushworth for company behind him, so two teammates, and then it's Smolensky, so it must have been Scott Malcolm, was it? I think. Further back that we saw nearly hit the wall.
It's a great start for New Homes Digital. If anybody's new to iRacing, new to motor racing in general, it's great that you're with us tonight here on the iRacing.com iRacing Live Twitch channel. And marbles, the little bits of discarded rubber, come off the tyres and they invariably go to the edges of the track. Patch, the rubbered in racing line, and you've got all those little balls of rubber on the outside. It is like literally driving on marbles, and you just get massive understeer, Adam, and you end up invariably, if you make a move down the inside, going straight on.
These Gear Optimus front wheel drive, they produce enough understeer as it is, makes them even more of a handful as they're going over the marbles. Updates for you though on the, oh look at this battle here, side by side. That is that Richard Gore in the pink car? Yes it is, side by side with Julian Janowski. This is a battle over 16th and 17th and 18th. Round the outside goes Janowski, but I think Richard Gore's got the inside line, and that moves him up a position.
Was that just Laura Bond in a bit of trouble, Alex, was it?
Yeah, Laura as well. She got herself out on those marbles as well, and you could see how wide she pushed. Normally you can see him sort of hold around the outside, but she had no chance through that first of the two hairpins there.
Rushworth really wants to get by his teammate, and I'm actually really surprised, Alex, that this switch hasn't happened already. I thought Rushworth had been straight by Jamie Fluke, and then Fluke's the rear gunner for his team leader.
Well, the interesting thing is that obviously Jamie needs the points, doesn't he? He is in the showdown, but Fluke is not. Sorry, so yeah, at some point that's going to happen.
Going to make that switch now, I think.
Yeah, I have no doubts, but yeah, Smolensky's closing in that last lap. No, just a tiny little bit slower, looking at the lap times there.
But again, it's very difficult, Adam, for anybody to make any progress. Excuse me, on this tight and twisty Okayama circuit. I mean, look at Pete Newman's only moved up one spot. Stevens has had a good start from 15 to 10.
Savidovic and Field looks like they're having a battle here, and Field looks like he's got the position for now. Savidovic going around the outside, positions changing quite frantically, so I didn't expect it, the Okayama short circuit, especially when we were here in Season 8. Savidovic will have the inside line for the right-hander, and that's going to put him back inside the top 15. And
Field's got a good cut, not enough.
Summerfield hasn't had a good race meeting, even though he had a good reverse grid position for race 2 and race 3. He just seems to be losing positions. Maybe the car's just not clicking at this Okayama circuit.
Yeah, look at all the damage he's got as well on the front of that Pete Newman midi car. Someone else who's got damage, Alex, is Ash Sutton, who's started 33rd. He's actually made his way up to 18th place, so a brilliant start from him. But he looks like he's done it with some force, shall we say.
Yeah, indeed, and I think you've got to do it, haven't you, sometimes? Sometimes you've got to be a little bit forceful to get up there, so...
Why?
Just had a bit of a server glitch out there. I don't know if that happened the same as you. It looked like Jake Black suffered the worst from it. I lost everyone for a second, and it took a while for Blackwell to come back, but he has. He's just behind Ashley Sutton at the moment.
I'm still really wondering why this switch hasn't happened for the lead, Alex. Sorry to interrupt you, mate, but it's... there's no reason for Fluke to stay in front, is he? Is there surely?
Yeah, no.
Got to get Jamie Rushworth go. Fluke's not fighting for anything. Okay, he might be fighting for the $100 prize of, non-showdown competitors, but the team's championship. Letting your leading driver through for the showdown win, which it would be. I'm almost certain if he lets Rushworth through, he'd go on and win the race. Surely that's more important at this point.
But also, in the reverse of it as well, is what you got to think of. While Rushworth is behind Jamie, he's always getting the slipstream, so it does make it actually even harder for Smolensky to try and put a move on Rushworth. And then maybe they'll do a switch late on. Who knows?
Possibly, but I mean,
they're closing in, aren't they?
He's quicker though. He's quicker, which is why I'd let him. I would let him go through. I mean, Fluke was quicker in practice. Doesn't mean a great deal in that 10-minute warm-up session. Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm just as confused as you,
Is
Andrew.
Fluke faster?
Fluke. Well, let's have a look at the lap times. Fluke won 54.658. Rushworth was slower, but that's probably because he's now starting to get held up just a tiny bit. Rushworth, I don't think, has won a race since Silverstone at the midway point of the season, so he's desperate to get another win to help his showdown out. He's currently sitting in third in the championship.
Spoke to him last week, and he was really eager to get that showdown. To get those showdown points and to really put up a fight for this championship that he's won before. Remember, it's a 2-time winner of this. Sorry, is it 1 time or 2 times?
1 time.
One time. Sorry, it's Cats that's 2, isn't it? Rushworth a 1-time winner of this series back in, I believe it was season 5? 4. 5 was the one he missed, wasn't it? 5 was the one he lost at the last round.
Yeah, no, to Lopez. Yeah.
Lopez, yes. I'm getting all my information mixed up tonight, but Fluke leads from Rushworth, then it's Smolensky, then it's Dan Hunt, Sebastian Job, Robert Fagg and Jeroen Kaiser is the top 7. Baker is 8th, followed by Pete Newman, Kip Stevens, Steve Hefford, Stellan Chepolewski, Ben Palmer, Andreas Katz up to 14th, Savinovic up to 15th, Adam as well.
Yeah, so Savinovic has gained 5 spots as he did in race 2. He's now up into 15th, as you were saying. He's got Ben Palmer next, and he's within half a second of him, so could gain a few more positions in this race. Wojciech Savinovic, however, as we've been seeing throughout the entire 3 races tonight, it is so difficult to get a move done here, and still, Rushworth still can't get it done.
Ash Sutton on the grass as well as he's trying to go past Richard Gore. Down the inside goes the Clio Cup champion. And Richard Gore fighting him around the outside. Is he going to still have the inside for the second hairpin? No. And Ash Sutton up to 16th place with a clean move.
Richard Gore currently sits sort of top of the AM drivers as well. I can't find Burke out there, so I'm not quite sure where he's a couple of places.
20th place.
A couple of places further back. So this
the
is
change has
great.
happened.
This is great for Gore, and just as Adam calls it, they've gone down the straight. We'll leave them to do that. Smolensky was getting just a little bit too close, I think, but it looks like Simon Field perhaps lining up Gore for an overtake as well. There's some battles going on side by side. Further back, this is Shellback and Paul Smith. Smith trying to recover from the earlier incident. You can see the damage on his car. Shellback having a little look. He's going to have the inside line. Smith turns in, but just doesn't quite give him a little tap there. I thought for a minute it was going to be a bit of contact. Rob Plumley behind him as well.
I believe the damage on the front of Michael Shellback's car
is
directly related to the damage in the back of Paul Smith's car. So
well, yeah, I think you're right.
I think they found each other again, and but Shellback a little bit quicker. I think he did finish quite well in that last race. So he's fighting his way up. His Michael Shellback started 13th though, and he's 25th now after that crash. And then you've got Smith and Plumley just behind with Berridge, Richardson and Bond at the wrong end of the top 30 really.
Just checking in where some of the other drivers are as well. Andreas Katz is 13th. He did have Ben Palmer separating him and Wojciech Savinovic, but Savinovic is trying to put a move on Savinovic right now.
That's probably him defending, isn't it?
No, actually,
you were right.
It was the other way around. Yeah, Palmer's defending, Savinovic trying to go around the outside.
Oh, look how close this is. It's brilliant through these slow sections.
That's good.
Very nice racing from both men there, and Savinovic was excellent. He gave just enough room to Palmer, but he did compromise the Englishman's line just enough to get through. So the man who lives in Dublin, Ireland, he's off up the road after Andreas Katz.
Battle here between Kaiser and David Baker. Battle over 7th position going into turn 1. Baker gets a good run through there, but I think Kaiser will have enough of speed to get it done into turn 2. Goes a little bit wide though, way wide, and David Baker's going to get the position. Round the outside he goes, and that is the Simpson car up another position.
Got over 100 viewers on iRacing Live. Welcome to everybody who's joining us. Thank you for making us a part of your Thursday evening, and Daniel Hunt was definitely a part of Alex Smolensky's Thursday evening there as he gave him a little tap through that slow corner leading on to the final part of the lap. The last sector is these 2 downhill right-handers, one slightly quicker than the other. You can run slightly wide, Alex, there. It doesn't lose you a lot of time, but it's a tricky corner to get right.
Do you know what? I don't think there actually is an easy corner on this track to get right. It's very, very short, but to absolutely nail it, it's quite tough, especially when you've got all these other Kia Optimas hassling you around at the moment. So we've seen that time and time again, and I think those drivers that can keep themselves pointing forward have done well tonight. It's been a great. I mean, look, we've only really lost Janowski. He's the only one that's 2 laps down in this race. Everybody else is still out there. It's just been a great meeting. I really thought this track would see loads of people off.
Yeah, it's a great meeting. You can tell everybody's been practicing hard and everybody's been trying to get the best out of this Kia Optima. Adam, qualifying was very, very close, and that's definitely translated over to the race. I'm so pleased everybody's taken this great attitude and fair attitude to the driving tonight.
Yeah, short circuit means very small margins, and look at this, Daniel Hunt and Sebastian Job going at it down the front straight. Job going this way and that to try and get past Dan Hunt, and he might get it done around the outside into turn 1, goes out onto the marbles.
He's very wide there, and he's not going to recover from that, so Hunt maintains 4th place, looking at the battle just in front of
Field and Gore,
yeah.
On screen right now, Gore having a little look into turn 1. Field's car's got a little bit of damage. He's out wide as well. He avoids the marbles for the most part. Gore's going to have to put a move on. He's a bit tentative on the brakes
again, I think. But he's just carried enough momentum. Can Gore get the cut back? He can almost into the back. And look at that, 97 of Jake Blackall. I was going to slow down, but who's going to actually get involved there? But
show back again is in and around Dan Blake and Rob Graham.
Oh, they're going to be 3 wide here, and I'm pretty sure Graham won't resist going 3 wide. Laser Tools have a reputation for being bold, shall we say.
There's a bit of smoke behind
Rushworth
as well.
Rushworth. Sorry, Rushworth disappeared off the screen.
Yeah, somebody's been into each other at that point there. Blake and Smith side by side, 2 Club Series commentators. And it's Blake at the moment ahead of Paul Smith, but Smith catching up to Dan Blake there, and here comes Lee Berridge.
There's a lot of stem cars around there. It's not where they want to be, sort of outside the top 20. As long as they finish, I suppose it's gonna count. But
no Steve Walker this week, or no Ashley Blake Hood as well.
Yeah, Ashley Blake Hood won here last time we were here as well, so the missing on his valuable experience.
Yes, and look at this now that the change has happened at the front. Rushworth just stretching his legs a little tiny bit. The gap between Fluke and Smolensky is about 3/4 of a second, nearly 1 second. So it has worked for New Homes Digital so far.
Seeing an interesting battle start to form up here as well. Ashley Sutton coming up on the back of Wojciech Savidovic. We know Sutton won't he won't hold back at all. If he sees an opportunity,
and
he'll go for it.
And Chepelevsky as well. So here's 4 of the main championship, 3 of the main championship contenders, and a multiple time race winner in Ashley Sutton.
This is a great battle to watch. Lap 16, 6.5 laps to go. No way through yet for any of these guys. No run out of that left-hander. Katz though really onto the back of Chepelevsky, hard on the brakes there, just goes a little bit wide, might mess up his entry into the right-hander. Wojciech Savidovic will close in just a little bit, but he's got Ashley Sutton, who, as Alex was saying, does take no prisoners here, and if he gets a good run out of that final corner, he could be really annoying Wojciech Savidovic here.
We'll stay focused on this battle for now. Just saying that Baker hasn't gone any further, so he's still in 7th place, Dave Baker. And Sutton just moving out the slipstream, having a little look. It's not easy to see in these Kia Optimas sometimes when you're right behind another car to see where your apex is. And Ashley Sutton used to the Renault Clio, of course, also front wheel drive though, so it's a great comparison for him to have, Alex, especially on these tight twisty circuits, to get some practice for what could be a BTCC debut at some point in the near future. And then he goes on Savidovic. Is he going for it?
Yeah, he is indeed. Savidovic there again, just gives him the room, but he's going to have the inside line here. Doesn't quite force Sutton out onto the marbles, but once again he's going to have the line is actually just going to jink now. He hasn't quite got the momentum, so he knew he had that covered, even if he gave Sutton the room there.
Savidovic needs to get the slipstream off Katz, Adam, if he's going to maintain this position over Ashley Sutton.
Yeah, he needs to. Coming across the line then. 5 laps to go. Katz just starting to pull away there from Savidovic. Only a few car lengths though. I'm sure that in the next few corners that might close up once again. But yeah, Sutton isn't... Oh, he might run into the back of him going into the right-hander. Nearly does. I was about to say that Sutton isn't showing the same sort of intent that he was earlier. But yeah, he's still trying to get past Wojciech Savidovic. We've had a change for position as well.
Katz very close to Stelin Chepelevsky as well. Adam, there's only like 1/10 between them, and there's a battle in front of them. In fact, Newman, it's
sorry guys, I've got to interrupt you.
Sebastian
On
Job.
screen right now, Dan Hunt, Sebastian Job knocking doors off each other. Somehow Hunt manages to hold on to the position, and that was great driving side by side for about 4 or 5 corners there. That is absolutely brilliant racing from both of them, and Job just I would say taps, but that wasn't a tap.
Rob Fag
from behind there.
He's trying to get a cut back, I think.
Rob Fag in 6th, Dave Baker in 7th. Baker looking for his customary 6th place. He's going to find it very hard to get past the Eurochip digital car. Then it's Jeroen Kaiser, Pete Newman, Kip Stevens, Steve Heffen, and then Cheppy, then Katz, then Wojciech, Ashley Sutton, Ben Palmer, Simon Field. Goodness me. Oh, Sutton on Savidovic again. Bang.
This time maybe.
To the front wheel arch, and you can break the suspension in this Kia Optima with contacts like that. That happened to me a few weeks ago even.
Sutton does get the run on the outside, but it's just not quick enough for him to get alongside Savidovic, who closes the door firmly in the Clio Cup champions' face.
This is one of the quickest drive. Well, this is probably
again for 4th and 5th. They're battling side by side once again. Looks like Hunt's going to come out on top once again, though. He's defending extremely well out there right now.
Smolensky getting very close to the new Hunt's digital cars, Alex, as well. I think that's where we need to focus the attention, because Rushworth leading, and then it's Fluke in 2nd, and then it's Smolensky in 3rd. If Smolensky can get by, maybe on the next lap, he's still going to have half a chance on winning the race.
Yeah, and you think he's going to give it absolutely everything he can. He's had sort of 2 okay races, so really could do with the win tonight to try and sort of get some really good points.
It was unfortunate for him in race 2. He was in front of the likes of Baker and Rushworth, then lost positions to them both on the final 2 laps of the race, as here comes Daniel Hunt and Sebastian Job again. It's just hard not to look at them. They're going right next to the concrete wall down the straight, and Job looking all over the place there into the first corner. Still no way through, though. Around the outside he goes.
Also, Robert Fagg putting under a lot of pressure from Dave Baker. And this could be important for Baker as well, as he's got a good exit out of turn 1. Is he going to lunge up the inside of the Eurochip digital car? And no is the answer, as it's a very Dave Baker-like thing to do, just to stay there. But I'm pretty sure he's not wanting to stay behind Robert Fagg, because he wants that 6th place. He wants those extra points, Alex.
Oh, these two are still knocking doors off each other
inside.
at the moment.
Hunt shoving him onto the grass there.
In the penultimate corner, he's going to go around the outside, Sebastian Job.
Hunt surely will have the inside
He turns
for the
across.
next corner, and there's some contact. And Dan Hunt with a great move up the inside to keep that position.
On to the last lap.
Rushworth still leading then. It's his first win in quite a long time. Like Adam said, then it's Jamie Fluke. Then it's Alex Smolensky. Dan Hunt, Sebastian Job, just about in that order still. Job on the inside. Oh, bang! That's a big contact.
And he's
big
through.
contact there, and that's.
Is he going to pay him back?
Oh yeah, he's going to. Oh, there you go. Have that one, Sonny Jim. Off he goes. And Dan Hunt's surely going to get that position now. And I think that's all fair in love and touring cars, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That was that was tit for tat there. I think a bit of desperation from Job. He'd been fighting hard, but he couldn't quite pull it off. And Hunt just gave him everything he got back there.
Round the final corner then for the last time. It's going to be a 1-2 finish for New Hunt's Digital. It's going to be a win for Jamie Rushworth.
Oh no!
Jamie Fluke in 2nd and Alex Smolensky in 3rd.
Here comes, look at Jeroen Kaiser side by side with Baker. Baker's going to get the position.
Well, that's EOD versus Stem Simex as well. That's team points on the line there. Rob Fagg gets there ahead of Baker. Then it's Kaiser, Newman, Stevens, Hefford, Chepelevsky, Katz, Savidovic. So Katz and Savidovic 13th and 14th. Palmer 15th, Sutton 16th. Then Simon Field, Richard Gore, Jake Blackhall, Colin Cunniff. Goodness me. That mid-pack was tight. I mean, 6th place down to 16th was 4.4 seconds, Alex.
Yeah, that was just nuts. I mean, that last little shot, we saw that entire midfield pack coming across there. That was just epic. That was some great racing out there. I'm glad everything finished as it did there with the hunt and job battle as well. Do you know what? That's some of the best racing I've seen between those two for a long time. I mean, they were side by side there for an entire lap. That was absolutely amazing. I can understand your late last attempt there, but in equal, I'm glad that Hunt gave as good as he got there and got the 4th place back.
Job doesn't seem too happy though on the chat about Daniel Hunt's comeback move, I think.
Well, to be fair, it was 50. It was fair, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
think it's so. Yeah.
Job did that to him. He does the same thing. It's all fair. I mean, nobody, they finished in that order, didn't they? And Seb can complain all he likes, but when he's just done the same thing to the guy the two corners before, you got to expect there's going to be something, Alex. In these cars, you can actually pay someone back a little bit, and we don't really condone retaliation, but that's the nature of the game, isn't it?
Yeah,
in the last lap of the race.
It's a shame they've not got a grin from ear to ear actually about it, because that was just great racing all round. Actually, I think the spectators that were watching that, they loved it. They were really getting involved in that as well. So yeah, that was awesome racing. And more of that for the rest of the showdown, please. But Jamie Rushworth, him and Jamie Fluke just controlled that race really out front. I mean, what great result for him. He needed that actually. It's been a long time coming since Rushworth has won a race. So I'm glad to see him up on the top step.
Yeah, taking the win at Silverstone, I think, which was back in August, passing Stefan Hug in the final corner. That was a brilliant race. Jamie Fluke in second. Alex Smolensky third. He always seems to do well here at Okayama, and I think he's had a pretty solid race meeting. Dan Hunt in fourth, Sebastian Job in fifth. One of the big talking points in that third and final race. Rob Fagg in sixth, David Baker seventh, Sharon Kaiser in eighth, ninth for Pete Newman, and in 10th it is Kip Stevens. So Stevens had another great finish after taking that race 2 win. 11th Steve Hefford, Chepelewski in 12th, Katz 13th and Wojciech Swidovic 14th, 15th Ben Palmer, and then Ashley Sutton in 16th and 33rd on the grid. 17th Simon Field from 9th on the grid. You've got to say that was a pretty bad race meeting, and hopefully he'll be back for more at the next race. Then in 18th it is Richard Gore, 19th Jake Blackhall, and 20th Colin Cunniff, 21st Michael Shellback, 22nd Stephen Burke, 23rd Robert Plumley, 24th Dan Blake, 25th Russell Laidler, 26th Paul Smith, 27th Steve Richardson, 28th Robert Graham, 29th Laura Bond, 30th John Roberts, 31st Scott Malcolm, 32nd Lee Berridge, and then 2 laps down Julian Janowski. So a pretty good race by everyone in the third and final race.
I think so, and I think this meeting has really exemplified everything that the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship is all about. It's been clean, it's been fair. There's been some full contact racing. Let's not shy away from that. But Alex, to be honest, I don't think you could wish for more out of that.
No, that's great. That's exactly what we want to see. I mean, if we can have 5 weeks or 4 weeks more of that, then I'm going to be happier bunny in this in this commentary booth, because
no pile-ups, no ridiculous stuff. It was all fair.
That was great. I mean, that was edge of the seat stuff. I mean, I was really excited, nervous, and everything. All mixed in one. And I'm just doing the cameras and commentating on it as well.
That's how it should be, my friend.
Brilliant.
That's how it should be, and that's why we love it. I'm going to get Jamie Rushworth down from New Homes Digital. We need to speak to the winner, I reckon.
Yeah, and I definitely want to speak to Paul Smith, winner of the previous race as well. And we've got Colin Cunniff sat in the interview room. Colin, don't run off. We will grab you. We've missed you the last couple of weeks.
Oh, I was denied move privileges, Alex. You're going to have to get him for me.
I'll get him.
Yeah.
Down here, Mr. Rushworth.
Jamie Rushworth joins us in the commentary box. And Jamie, it's been a while since he took a race victory. I think it was all the way back at Silverstone, but good to see you back on the top step of the podium in race 3.
Yeah, thanks. Really happy with that. It's been a long time coming. I didn't actually remember when the last one was.
Well, it has been a while for you, and how much confidence does that give you going into the rest of the showdown? Because it's just the start you needed, really.
Yeah, it's a lot of confidence, because it wasn't even a track I felt particularly fast at. So there's a few tracks coming up that I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, I fancy my chances quite a lot now, especially after Watch had a particularly poor week.
Yeah, I mean, he got a poor reverse grid. He got the full reverse grid. So he was all the way at the back, and then he just really couldn't move through. I mean, was it difficult to overtake out there today? Because it definitely looked like it.
Yeah, it was extremely difficult. The only real place you can get an overtake if the car in front doesn't make a mistake is into turn 1, and if they cover the inside line, there's not really any way past without bumping them, which is why I think there was a lot of bumping.
Yeah, and there was maybe, I suppose with a mistake it was possible in the back section as well, but so it's always a bit tricky in there because of course you take the inside line and then you've got the outside for the next corner, so it's not easy to keep it once you've got it.
No, not at all. And like you said, in the back section, sometimes it was better to try and go for a move on the outside and see if you could stick it, because then you had the inside for the next few.
What are your thoughts on the remaining tracks then that we've got left? We go to the likes of Motorsport, Sebring,
Interlagos.
Daytona, Interlagos.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them. They're really good tracks, especially Daytona Road. I really enjoy it there, and I think it's going to make a really interesting final 3 rounds. With all the draft, I mean, absolutely anything can happen there.
Well, everybody's going to have the wits about them there, because it's going to be very, very easy, I reckon, to cause a massive pile-up.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing a couple of safety cars at that one, more than likely.
But hopefully not. Hopefully not in the end, but it's great to see you back on form. Alex, Adam, you got anything else for Jamie before we let him go and celebrate the win?
Oh no, I think you covered pretty much everything there in that interview, Andrew.
Yeah, I'll say the same.
Well, just all that remains is to say well done, Jamie. It's good to have you back in the commentary box on a positive note, and we're going to see you again, hopefully up here in the next few weeks.
Great, nice one. Cheers, guys.
Alright, mate, all the best. Jamie Rushworth, their former champion of Season 4, and Adam, that seems such a long time ago now, but he's gone a long way to actually potentially making himself a double champion here.
Yeah, he still remains third in the championship standings. Before we get Paul Smith joins us now in the commentary box. We'll just quickly finish off Jamie Rushworth. Rushworth still third in the championship. Pretty close.
We don't want to finish him off. We still want him to be here for the next few weeks.
Well, he's still third in the championship, only 52 points behind Savidovic and Job, so he is still in with a shout. Interlagos, a circuit he's been to before, as Savidovic, so those two probably still have a better chance of getting to know the track straight away than Sebastian Job, so it could all still work out for Jamie Rushworth. We've only completed one event in the showdown so far, but Paul Smith now joins us in the commentary box.
Evening, fellas.
Oh, well done. Won the AM category in the last race.
Not in the last race, in the second race.
Second race, that's what I meant. The one before this one.
I think you'll find that it was Dan Blake that actually won the amateur category in the second race, but I was the top of the showdown runners. Yeah, that was a fun race. It was hard. All 3 of these races have been really difficult. It's been a lot of fun. Let's just say that, and a lot of cursed words saying as well.
But Paul, you've lost your lead at the end of this race meeting. 2 points though between you and Richard Gore. That's practically nothing, isn't it?
You can make that up with just a couple of places in a race. So it's all on. I think it's fantastic. You look at how close both the pro showdown and our showdown is. Anyone can win it still. It's early stages yet. I'm really looking forward to Interlagos because I love the track. It's fantastic.
Okay, it's a great racetrack. It's one of the best in the world. Definitely for racing on. It's so many overtaking places though, Paul, and so many different lines you can have in the middle sector. You can go battling side by side in the touring cars. It's got everything really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in one of the other championships that I used to run in, we even went 4 wide into turn 1 into there for the lead. So it can be done. It makes for great, exciting racing. So everybody will be watching this. You're in for a hell of a show. That's what I say.
Definitely. And how much fun was it to be battling out there with your commentary colleague for next weekend's Club Series, Dan Blake?
I couldn't get past him. It was really annoying. I couldn't get past him. No, credit to Dan. It's a very difficult track to overtake at here, and I just didn't have the overall pace in the races. The tyres I had no grip from the front end, and that just made it worse. So it was good to race against him, and I'm sure there'll be a few comments made on Sunday.
Well, you're a 2-time teams champion already. you know, what's the mood like within STEM Sim Racing that you can make it 3 times?
We've got a good chance. We work well as a team. I think we've got some really good point scorers. Ben Palmer's showing some excellent pace so far in the last few rounds. So hoping that he goes well. And Dave, as always, Mr. Consistency, does a fantastic job for us. So and not forget Rob Plumley as well, because he brings in the points, which is what we need in this team championship. We need really good points. I mean, I feel that I let the team down slightly in that first race and that last race because I just wasn't with it in terms of pace. But as long as we can have a good team showing, then we'll always be competing. But it's going to be difficult against both Engine All Direct and GT Omega.
You had a bit of an incident in the first race. What was that all about?
In the first race or the third race?
Was it the third race?
It was the first lap of the first race.
The third race where it went 3 wide into turn 1.
No, the first race of the night. Tonight, you had a incident with someone with one of the new Holmes cars, was it?
That was Rob, wasn't it? Rob got turned around.
Rob, it wasn't me.
Yeah, it was Rob.
No, that was the incident in the third race with Shellback, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's that one as well.
I was braking early for that turn, and those two broke a bit earlier than me, so it was like, I don't want to make contact, so I'll just go down the inside here. And I tried to give as much room as possible, but I haven't watched it back, so if I didn't give enough room, then I'll hold my hands up. I'm sorry, guys, but I ended up worse off, and so did Shellback, unfortunately.
Well, of course, we've got the Club Series coming up at the weekend. Just give everybody a little bit of information about that in case in case anybody's thinking of tuning into that on Apex Racing TV.
So yeah, the BSR Kia Club Series, it's the start of their second season on Sunday evening here on Apex TV, and it's going to be exciting racing. Last season it went down to the final corner of the final lap, did the championship. I think it was won by 58 hundredths of a second, so it was 58 thousandths of a second, sorry. So it was a really close run thing at the end that Maciej Sakovic managed to win the title despite getting DQ'd in that last race. But it provides exciting racing. It's going to be non-stop. Me and Dan are going to be busy on the commentary because it's just non-stop all the way through the grid. So I'm really looking forward to it, and everyone should join, view the race and get watching because it's going to be fun.
You may even see one of us free in the race car at one point.
Yeah, absolutely. How's that paint going, Andrew?
Speak to Alex. Alex is going to literally rescue me from myself.
It's a good-looking paint. I think you should keep it, mate.
I was debating. Maybe we could stick my face on the roof or something in case it rolls over. Everyone can see who it is.
Well, if it rolls over, we won't see your face.
Well,
it'll be on the roof.
if it's coming towards them, they know it's not good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically, it's like how you used to just see Scottish flags when the Laser Tools cars used to crash in front of you.
Oh, but to be fair to them, they've picked up the game.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really good now. It was just I remember a Road America race, I believe, where I think you said that you saw Scottish flags flying towards you. But no, it was. We look forward to hearing you at the weekend, and I look forward to taking part in the race as well. So if anybody wants to laugh, you can come and watch that. BSR Kia Club Series.
I was just going to say thanks to STEM Sim Racing and Rick Motec for sponsoring our team as well. They do fantastic work, and everyone should give them a look.
There we go. Excellent. Right, Paul, thank you very much, mate, for joining us, and we'll catch you next week. Hopefully you can get some good points at Interlagos.
Cheers, guys.
Well, then let's have a look at the final championship standings then, heading into the next race meeting at Interlagos. Wojciech Savidovic now only 5 points ahead of Sebastian Job. Then it's 52 points behind it is Jamie Rushworth. Alex Smolenski is now 1 point ahead of Kip Stevens in 4th, with Stevens in 5th. And then in 6th it is Andreas Katz. Then 1 point behind him it is David Baker. Simon Fields is in 8th. Daniel Hunt is in 9th. So Daniel Chepelewski in 10th. Pete Newman in 11th. Moving over to the Pro-Am standings, I should say, as we were saying to Paul Smith, Richard Gore is in the lead now, but only by 2 points, with Paul Smith in 2nd, John Roberts in 3rd, Laura Bond 4th, and Stephen Burke in 5th. And then finally the team standings, As I refresh the page for them, Engine Oils Direct 23 points ahead of GT Omega, with STEM Sim Racing in third.
Pretty good.
It's already getting pretty tasty out there, isn't it? I think.
Very close.
Yeah, just the amount of races that we have left in this series as well, guaranteed for a really close finish. I think it's going to be. It's going to be awesome.
I believe, Alex, you've got Colin Cunniff in the commentary box.
Yeah, Colin, welcome. We've missed you the last few weeks. You've been waiting patiently. Finally, we get you in here. You're all on your Todd out there tonight.
Yeah.
No other friction cars around. No Charlie around this. This
Charlie's
one.
working, so well, he's always working in the races. He just manages to sort out meetings and stuff for actually doing it. So credit to him for being able to turn up the weeks that he has.
Well, it looked like you were having a little bit of fun out there at the start of the first race, and you were quite well up, and you got yourself disqualified. Tell us about
I
that.
just want to set the record straight. It wasn't a disqualification.
Oh, okay.
I had a memory reference error that came up just as I was overtaking Paul, and the whole thing crashed. So
okay, well, we'll let you off that one then.
Yeah,
it all looks the same on our screen. They disappear and drop down the list.
Yeah, no, I heard that at the end. Like, oh, everybody at this point got disqualified. I'm just like, no, I didn't. But no, so I had to. I didn't know what. I braked to overtake Paul, and then all of a sudden the thing just froze, and I didn't know what happened after that. I came back on hoping to see Paul was still in the race, and thankfully he was. And I went and apologised to him and stuff. So.
You don't get too much luck with that if it's not like a load cell or something like that.
Well, that's what I'm thinking about. Every
problem.
time I seem to get in the top 5, something breaks. I've probably about 3 of the 5 times I've been in the top 5, something's went wrong.
Colin, you're obviously in a different position to some of the other drivers that we spoke to tonight. You're not in the showdown.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, there is some prizes up for grabs. I mean, you're going to stick around for all the rest of the races and try and see if you can get that prize. Obviously, you didn't need the disconnection, we'll call it, tonight. That's not going to have helped matters at all. And what did you get? 20th was it in the end in the final race?
Yeah, from 30th, 31st or something. Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm here for the fun of it mostly. If I get something out of it, then great. But I'm here just for the great racing. I mean, that meeting there's probably the best meeting in terms of racing I think I've had the whole thing since Silverstone that I've done it. It was just absolutely brilliant. Everybody gave plenty of room, wee bit of rubbing here and there, but everything was clean, good, a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you next week then, mate. Hopefully everything works out and we have no IT or computer issues or load cell or pedals.
I would just stay outside the top 5 every race. I should be alright.
Yeah,
you just leave it on. If you leave it on for a week, it'll be fine.
Yeah, surely
don't can go wrong there.
Top 5s in top 6 in every race. Surely that's got to give you a chance of picking up that little outsider's prize as well.
We'll see.
All right, Colin. Thanks very much, buddy. Thanks for sticking around, and yeah, all the best next week.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Yeah.
I just want to echo what Colin said there. That's probably one of the best races of the BSRTC all season.
I think so. I think that's proper touring car racing. Really, really good, clean, fair action, and that's what we want, and that's what we need, and that's what these guys. It's going to allow fair battles, Alex, for the money, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
It was people causing massive pile-ups every week.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think we've seen the end of that. It's only going to take one little incident in some of these tracks that we're going to, and it'll ricochet back into the racing line as well. So, and that tends to be what causes most of the incidents that we see week in, week out.
True.
And sorry, that's not right. 'Cause it's not week in, week out either. It's every other week or something like that. We have like a bad one in one of the 3 races that we do.
But it's not necessarily the car that's crashing, is it?
It's
the iRacing physics.
Yeah, exactly. So
pushing them back onto the racing line half the time.
But yeah, I mean, tonight was really, really good. We didn't see too much of that. Any tiny little bit of contact that we did see, everybody managed to keep it pointing forward, which makes a massive difference. I think there was one with Blackall in the first race, but everybody pretty much avoided that apart from the people that were involved, so that was great. But yeah, more of the same. I think moving on next week, and it'll be great.
I agree. So, Adam, anything you want to add as well before the end?
Well, bring it on next week at Interlagos, a completely different challenge with the BSRTC cars, lots of slipstreaming. The slipstreaming will be back this time next week.
All right then, guys. So, from all of us here at Apex Racing TV, on iRacing Live and on Motors TV, it's been a brilliant night's racing from Okayama in Japan. We'll see you next week at Interlagos, Brazil, for the second meeting of the showdown. From all of us here, it's goodbye.